Good morning. I'm here with Rick Carlson at Carlson's Llovable Llamas, and what a wonderful place to be. So Rick, thanks so much for allowing us to come out and see you, your farm, and talk a little bit about llamas.
Sure.
I fell in love with llamas when you brought Hershey and Goober out to Rock Isle in May of 2006 to Ward's place where we'd moved our horses. And from then on, I fell in love with them. When did you fall in love with llamas?
Well, I don't know. I guess years ago when our kids were little, we wanted to live in the country and have some animals, but as we talked, we wanted animals that were good with kids and good with people. So I mean, we kind of researched and checked things out and visited places and whatnot to try to find something that would work there and have something different. I grew up on a dairy farm with dairy cattle and horses. You had horses. Horses were all over, and my horse experiences weren't real good. and sheep were all over and that. So I just kind of wanted something different a little bit. And so I don't know. I think what really made my mind up on llamas is, we visited different places, went to a llama bed and breakfast and stuff, but we went up to the Duluth Zoo years back. And I don't know if anybody remembers that, but they had this little llama that just kind of wandered the grounds. And, we spent the day walking around the zoo with this little llama following us the whole time. And just the neatest little guy. And so friendly, so docile, just kind of everything we were looking for. And that kind of really made up my mind that llamas were the thing that we were going to get.
And then you decided to get llamas for the family, for the kids?
Well, we kind of had that idea before we moved here. We moved here in '95. So we lived in town a few years before we found a place in the country, but we actually bought our first 2 llamas while we were living in town. We got wind of a couple that were available that somebody had to move. All of a sudden I end up buying 2 llamas on the phone, sight unseen, and we live in town. Luckily enough, I knew all the farmers in the area, and we found a barn that we could keep them at. And that was probably, maybe a couple of years later, and then we finally found this spot and moved out here and brought the llamas along and got fencing and all that. And then I guess I used that as the point where this project got totally out of control.
And?
Then I did have a goal. My first goal was to have a friendly animal with kids and people. But then my other goal was to start the Carver County 4-H Llama Project. I grew up in 4-H, our kids were in 4-H, and so I don't know, I thought I'd be willing to have a few llamas and have kids come and lease our llamas and spend some time with them, teach them about llamas, give them the opportunity to participate at the county fairs and that. And so I did. We just finished our 15th year of the Carver County 4-H Llama Project. And that grew so much. Right now we are one of the largest llama projects in the whole country. So like we had about 120 kids signed up this year to do the 4-H Llama Project.
That's amazing.
So
that's amazing.
That's huge. But every year the Llama Project has grown and gotten bigger. And then that's kind of why we started branching out and doing some of these other things.
So tell us about the birthday parties, how fun that is for them to interact.
I guess what I tell everybody, our mission is education and entertainment. Llamas are very versatile, a lot of uses for them, but I mean, we teach people about llamas because there's so many things that people don't know about them, so many misunderstood things about llamas, like spitting. So I mean, they spit, but I mean, it's not that bad. So with the birthday parties, we'll sit down and talk and teach. And then after that, it's all hands-on, lead llamas, see the babies, pet the babies, brush, feed, treats, depending on some cases, we'll do llama relays, 3-legged races, water relays, everything is with a llama. So I mean, they spend 2/3 of their time
with a llama, interacting with the llama, which is really cool.
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and I guess kids come out and have a good time because I hear so many of them say, this is the best day of my life. is the best day of my life.
So now that brings us to another part. It is the best day of so many people's lives, as far as children, and just what a wonderful experience that we just don't get around here. Even though we're Minnesota, it's getting so non-rural.
Yeah.
We're coming to a point where you're like, I'm going to retire. So now what happens?
I don't know. I guess I have got to the point where, well, I don't know, I suppose my body's falling apart. I get a new knee this fall. I suppose that'll be the official end date, November 4th. But yeah, it's, I suppose, you can fix a knee and still continue to go on. But, for 15 years, it's been day in and day out, llamas in our backyard, people in our backyard, and which has been absolutely great. The kids are wonderful. But yeah, I guess it's time to turn page and fix some of the ills and move on and do some other things. So 4-H will continue in a lesser form. We have people that will continue being leaders for the project. We will have a few llamas on site ourselves, and would be available for 4-H too.
Well, good luck to you in your retirement. And thank you for all you did for the community around here for 15 years plus, actually.
It's been fun.
And we're going to talk to Addie, who's one of the 4-H'ers. I'm a huge 4-H advocate. I think it's just a wonderful program.
Going through all these years of the 4-H, it's just been such a pleasure watching these kids grow and mature. And, so many come in the project shy and quiet and whatnot, and you just see that confidence build up in those kids over the years, and then pretty soon they're bringing their llamas to school, for a project they have to do, or at the fair they're answering questions from all the people that are going through the fair, seeing their llamas and asking questions. So watching the maturity of these kids has been phenomenal.
Yeah, it's great responsibility, maturity, taking on a project from start to finish. It just has so many positives. So
Absolutely.
That's wonderful. Rick, thank you so much. Appreciate it. And good luck to you in your retirement.
Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome back. I'm here with Addie, and we have her beautiful llama, Shaylee, and she's going to tell us a little bit about how she came to fall in love with llamas herself, how she came to get this little Shaylee as her llama, a little bit about llamas, and her experience with 4-H. So Addie, can you tell us first of all, how did you fall in love with llamas?
Well, it started when I was like 6, and I came to have a birthday party here, and then I kind of just fell in love with it, and I came back to do a summer camp, and then I started 4-H.
And then you started 4-H, which means what? For those who aren't involved in 4-H, what does 4-H actually mean?
So 4-H is, it gives people, youth a chance to try different things and experience different things. And so basically I lease her, and so she's my llama for the summer.
Well, how wonderful. And how did you choose her for your llama?
We go out with Rick, and he says, okay, I think these 3 llamas would be great for you. So then we go out and catch them, and then the 4-H'er kind of walks them around and sees oh, do I like this llama or do I not like this llama? Does this llama hate me? Right.
Yeah. Do you fit or not? Okay,
yeah.
So he knows the llama, he knows you. He says these are some options, and then it's up to you and the llama as to which one actually becomes a pair for the summer.
Yes.
Okay, so now you've decided that this is your llama for the summer. Then what happens? What do you do with the llama over the summer?
So basically what we do is we have project nights every other Sunday, and so we go and learn stuff that we need to know, different show techniques, and then we come out and take care of our llamas and train them, and so yeah, that's basically what we do through the summer.
So it's basically a spring, summer,
yes,
early fall activity.
Yes.
And just like all people who aren't involved in animals, it's 365 days a year. You have to get up, you have to feed them, you have to take care of them, you have to clean up after them, no matter how cold, raining, or whatever. So it is quite a project, that's for sure. And what's been your favorite part about being part of the llamas here?
My favorite part, probably getting to know your llama. getting to know your llama is probably the funnest part for me, especially Shaylee, and like working with them, because like it's a really nice bonding experience, and like it's really fun too.
And what can you tell us about llamas? When you give a presentation, which is part of your 4-H curriculum, you actually, all the people who come here to see llamas and learn about llamas, you actually give a presentation about llamas. So what can you tell us about llamas?
Well, llamas have nice fiber.
They do. You were talking about that as well, because you got your llama from a
fiber farm.
Farm, but this particular llama didn't produce fiber, or what was the deal with that?
I honestly don't know. They sold her, and she doesn't have the best quality fiber in my opinion, because she's got all these, if you see these hairs right here, they're all called guard hairs, and they keep like the llama from getting really dirty. And that's not really good for like making yarn and stuff. So normally like the neck too is like normally not the best part of the wool. Like you shear the back, and that's where the best of it comes from, but she still has guard hairs on her back too, so she's not the best fibered llama.
So, but that makes you a good pet though, doesn't it? Doesn't it, Shaylee? Yes, it sure does. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And appreciate you coming out, sharing your experience and your llama, Shaylee, and couldn't thank you enough, and best of luck to you in your 4-H endeavors.
Thank you.
That's it. We're out here at Carlson's Llovable Llamas. They are going to be closing at this location. Maybe if there's something from heaven above, it will continue in some way, shape, or form, because it is so wonderful for the community. Thank you, Rick, for having it in our community for 15 plus years. And with that, I will wish you adieu and wish you a great day. Thanks so much for watching The Pulse.